Oh, it's getting big, 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 big.
That's huge.
I got it all on video.
Oh no, what it destroyed.
The monster of a tornado.
Academy's gone. Home Depot's gone. Walmart's gone. I've never seen this before, ever.
I heard the most ungodly sound that you could ever imagine. But I mean, it was just shaking, and there was a little debris that was coming down.
The trees, it's just, it's, I've never seen anything like it.
Cry. A lot of praying. I should not have made it out of that basement.
Close. I could hear them out there digging for me. They knew I was there. So
can you believe with all that happened that you're telling me this?
No, I grabbed onto them because I thought this was our last time together. I thought we were going to die.
All of our friends out here was in trouble, so after the storm and everything, we came out here to help them.
We've been there. We know what it's like. We want to help them out.
If it wasn't for the good people all over the world that gives to Red Cross, we wouldn't be doing this.
I think we're here to help and serve, and this was a way we could do it.
Like we've never seen before, this is a Fox 23 breaking weather special.
It has been a season of breaking weather like we have never seen before.
I got it all on video. I got it all on video. I got it.
Absolutely heart-pounding video, a heartbreaking toll for so many in Oklahoma, in Joplin, Missouri, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and beyond. More than 500 lives lost in 6 weeks, thousands of homes destroyed, images not soon forgotten.
Oh my God.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay, getting out. Are you getting out? No, just for a second. Power flash.
Tushka, Oklahoma, April 14th, an EF3 tornado flattens homes. It levels the town's school and kills 2 elderly sisters and injures 43 others. For more than 60 people huddled right here in this concrete shelter, they emerged to find what looked like an insurmountable task of rebuilding. Fox 23's Ian Silva reports.
It was the scariest experience of my life, and I was 2 miles away. The roar, just like it's always said, you can hear the roar for miles away.
Greg Davidson says he could only watch in horror as a massive tornado ripped through town. Looking through the broken glass into his classroom, he surveys the damage.
My desk back here, some things are just perfectly untouched, like the stapler and tape dispenser are exactly where I left them. I did find my grade book, which was what I was after up here in the...
A shocking realization that the school he's called home for the past 7 years is no more, slowly setting in.
It was just unbelievable, the devastation of coming down this hall after having just left 3 hours before, walking out that door and knowing now that I'll never walk back in it. It's just unbelievable.
But Davidson says Tushka is a community of tough-minded people, so he's choosing to look at the bright side.
I think there is a silver lining because our facilities were pretty old, and this is our opportunity to come back and be the school that we really wanted to be and have the facilities that we need for our 500 kids, and we hope to come back bigger and better than we ever were.
And Tushka, the first of these violent storms that hit with alarming frequency. Just 2 days later, 22 died in North Carolina in a tornado that razed a Lowe's store. 10 days after that, more than 200 twisters raced through the southeast. Look at this one. April 27th, a furious EF4 twister a mile wide terrified Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 239 people died in Alabama alone. Fox 23's Abby Alford was on the ground in Tuscaloosa less than 24 hours after that storm. She found neighbors helping neighbors in what can only be described as utter devastation.
We're standing in front of the Tuscaloosa Housing Authority's main office. On one side, you can see the homes have been crumbled to the ground. On the other side, these homes have been damaged. These are families that can't afford this type of devastation, and they just want some type of normalcy. Flocking to the command center, families are in need of clothes, food, and each other.
I have cold drinks.
Because Shantae Abrams only has this left on her back. A tornado ripped through their homes, leaving her 5-year-old daughter and her family with this.
Just thank God that we made it through. I'm sorry for everybody else that didn't make it, but this is the wood of the hut that we was in is destroyed now.
They have nothing left but family and friends. They lost a neighbor under the rubble.
It hurts to walk back and forth to look at this. You have to be strong about it. You got to be strong, though. Just thank God that everybody's all right.
They live in public housing.
She don't want to leave this disaster.
You see these piles of bricks, a life torn to pieces. This used to be one unit where 4 families used to live.
And I pray to God above that all of us could come as one and do what we got to do to help each other instead of fighting each other, you know, because this is a disaster. Because everybody needs somebody right now and today.
As crews gradually work their way in, trying to clean out some of this debris, you can see families continue to dig through the rubble, trying to find whatever they can that was left of their life before the tornado. I can just see right here in front of me, there's a set of keys. It's a 2001 Chevrolet Malibu, a silver one. I don't see one in sight. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, I'm Abby Alford, Fox 23 News.
And a month later, and Alabama still in the initial stages of recovery.
And as America reaches out to help, Mother Nature strikes again.
Look at this. Gone. Absolutely gone. Thank goodness no one was inside these vehicles. And then over here, those were...
All right, that's my cell phone video just 24 hours after a twister brought enormous destruction to a city so close to home.
All of this stuff.
Like we've never seen before, this is a Fox 23 breaking weather special.
There it is. There it is. Oh gosh, that is a monster tornado. Hit back up.
Joplin, Missouri, May 22nd, a beast of a tornado annihilates a third of the city. An EF5 with wind speeds of more than 200 miles per hour. More than 130 people died, at least 750 hurt.
Fox 23's Danica Lawrence arrived in Joplin within hours, witnessing a scene like nothing we've ever imagined.
It's absolutely surreal. It's bizarre. I never thought I would see anything like this.
Disaster. It's I've never seen anything like this. Academy's gone. Home Depot's gone. Walmart's gone. I can't believe it. The main section of where all that commerce is, we're standing in it. It's gone. I've never seen this before, ever. I've heard about it. I've been through Greensburg post-tornado. I've never seen damage like this.
Andrew Boyd drove into Joplin from Pittsburgh, Kansas. This is what awaited him along Rangeline Road between 15th and 24th Street.
When it was daylight, I don't know if you were over here yet, you could stand in this parking lot and see St. John's perfectly. St. John's is a couple miles from here as the crow flies.
Where buildings and homes stood Sunday morning, now just debris. Reports say tornadoes blew through 10% of Joplin, tearing down power lines, piling cars and semi-trucks on top of each other. People desperately searching for loved ones.
Right now, there's been a report of hearing voices. We're digging and searching right now, just trying to verify there is or is not somebody here.
Search and rescue. Municipalities from dozens of counties working through the night. From homes flattened to businesses flattened. This is what's left of the Home Depot. Many people coming out here asking how they can help. One Home Depot customer brought his floodlights from home to shine some light here on the devastation.
I used to live here, and I walked down the street that I lived on, and I didn't know where I was.
Chad Rodriguez and his first aid certified girlfriend Shelby Bolton have traveled from one triage center to the next.
Heard someone screaming, and we found a gentleman that had somehow, apparently he was out looking for a store. I think that maybe he was out gawking and fell into a manhole, and it just appears to us. We gave him a ride up here to this new command center at Lowe's. It looks like he probably broke his leg, dislocated his shoulders.
We headed down to Memorial Hall, where I had to stick my fingers in somebody's artery because his leg was broken. That was quite traumatizing. It's insane. It's worse than I had ever thought it was going to be.
Within 48 hours of the Joplin tornado, another alert. This time, all of Oklahoma was under a high risk for breaking weather. Meteorologists called it the classic setup for a tornado outbreak.
It's another killer tornado. It might put across Highway 81 is when it intensified, and it almost got us. It intensified right on top of us. It's amazing. It's a half-mile wide.
That was Piedmont, Oklahoma on May 24th. It was one of at least 7 tornadoes that ravaged the state, killing 10. This twister, with a 75-mile path of destruction, also barreled through El Reno, Cashin, and Guthrie. Now, parts of northeastern Oklahoma were also hit later that night in Payne, Wagner, and Muskogee counties. Fox 23's Sharon Phillips arrived in the community of Haskell just moments after the storm.
The storm hit in Haskell around 8:30 on Tuesday evening, and I'm standing here between 2 semis. You can see this one is completely laying over on its side onto this semi truck, and this is just some of the damage here in Haskell. The sounds of shovels scraping the pavement echo throughout the parking lot as employees of the pop shop in Haskell work quickly to clean up the storm damage. Owner Larry Thayer grabs a drill and begins to board the broken windows of his store.
Just getting it secure. I mean, I'm sure I'll be here all night, but I just wanted to make sure it looked like it was going to rain. I just wanted to get it secure from the outside.
He's been a store owner for a long time, but this is the first time he's seen something this bad.
So I was just talking to my son. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've had cars run through the front of my store. This is the first. This is the first to ever get hit by a tornado.
2 employees were inside the store when the storm hit. Both hid inside a walk-in cooler until it was safe. Outside, the storm knocked over 2 semis, tore the roof off a restaurant, and sent debris all over the road. Despite the damage to his store, Larry says he's just glad it's still standing, and his heart and prayers remain with the people of Missouri.
With the economy the way it is already, you're already, trying to get everything you can get, and then something like this happens, but then you just think about the people in Joplin. This is nothing.
And even though there's still a lot of cleanup here to do in the town of Haskell, town residents say they are thankful that no one was seriously hurt. In Haskell, Sharon Phillips, Fox 23 News.
And so many astonishing stories of survival in the wake of these intense storms.
I would just tell her to hang on, baby, hang on, baby, hang on.
Hang on is right. Ahead, warrior heart and spirit in an Oklahoma town that lives up to its name.
Like we've never seen before, this is a Fox 23 breaking weather special.
This spring storm season is historic. The National Weather Service already ranks 2011 as one of the top 10 deadliest years for tornadoes. Just 6 months into the year, and there have been at least 1,228. That's close to the average number of tornadoes for a whole year. The month of April set a new record, 875 tornadoes nationwide in that month alone. The previous one-month record dates back to 1974, when 267 tornadoes hit in the month of April. The EF5 tornado that hit Joplin on May 22nd is the single most deadly tornado since modern record-keeping began. All but 18 states have experienced tornadoes so far this year. Alabama the most, 155, followed by Mississippi with 135, and Texas with 94. Oklahoma has seen 58 tornadoes so far in 2011. Clay?
Yeah, that's the key so far, James. Thanks. The word Tushka means warrior in the Choctaw language, and nothing says warrior more than the spirit of the people who live in this small Atoka County town. A warrior spirit, I learned, that saw them through what one man described as 10 minutes of hell.
As we got behind this big wall here, the wall collapsed and laid down on top of us, and it was starting to suck me out with them underneath me. So I punched a hole through the wall and hang on to the wiring inside the wall. I just slammed it. I knew there was wire. There's a bunch of wiring in here when I wired the house. I'm an electrician. Anyways, I grabbed onto all the wiring, and it was just dangling me like
pulling your legs,
pulling my legs out through the kitchen window, or the kitchen roof.
On top of them.
On top of them.
On top of her.
Holding her down.
I had her holding her down, yeah.
Did you feel yourself being pulled up?
Yes.
And you just, what were you doing? Just holding on as tight as you could to Mom?
Yeah. She was saying, ow, Mom, ow, Mom, ow, Mom. And I would just tell her, I would just tell her to hang on, baby, hang on, baby, hang on.
And at that point, did you realize the roof was coming off?
Well, then after the roof got taken off, then we scurried down the hall into the bedroom, and then the second round hit again, and you can see all the debris that hit through the wall. It was coming through the bedroom walls like shotguns at us.
How much time between the first?
The whole thing lasted probably 10 minutes.
That's a long time.
It was very scary. You can't explain it.
Could you see anything?
Yes, I could see. I don't know if they were cars, buses, trailers, what it was. It was debris, about a mile circle of debris in the air, as high as I could see. And when the center of the storm went over us, I could see the moon, and it went dead calm, and then it started again. It was. I don't know. It's unexplainable.
And I kept in touch with the Gibbons family, such good people. They have moved now to Washington State to just start over. Other families just down the road won't leave home. They are rebuilding in the very same spot.
And it is unspeakable terror as a monster tornado bears down on densely populated areas of Alabama. Families took cover, they clung to each other, and they prayed. Fox 23's Abby Alford filed this report on May 1st.
We're at the Yolen Volunteer Fire Department, or what's left of it. 10 people were able to hide in this bathroom right here. They all came out alive.
2 of us outside in the hallway, and the rest of us was in the bathroom. If you walk around.
You're in disbelief. How could anyone have survived this?
It was touched on the 15th, and we come down here to get away from it. And this is what happened. Blocks was just whipping around us. My wife and kids was in here. Mr. Hobson's whole family was in here.
Then
the roof just blowed off. Poof! Then the bricks picked up swim.
Just a few moments later, Scott Nolan says it was like nothing happened. Calm and quiet.
You just bump over. You walk out of something like that. Live through it. It's amazing.
Scott tells us one person driving on the highway did die. The Nolans left with only cuts, bruises, stitches, and their 16-year-old daughter broke her finger.
The bricks and stuff that are on the back of that wall were actually on her, so we had to dig her out.
Christy Nolan says when they crept out from under the bricks,
the feeling you're going like, it's just not, you just can't explain it. It's just something you absolutely cannot explain, and I'm not even going to try because I can't do it. Cannot do it.
4 days later, they drive by and see the bricks crumbled around the 2 fire trucks and Old Glory.
We were in that. Oh my God, that's what we think. We were in that.
A fire station where they say they started 2 new lives.
The place we almost died at, we actually got married at. We all have guardians, and all of ours was here that day. So it was terrifying. It's something that I don't ever want to live through again, ever live through again. And I don't wish for anybody to have to ever live through this.
It's been 4 days since the monstrous tornado ripped through Alabama. The Nolans say they didn't get help until yesterday. Their local church is the only place where they can seek assistance. Reporting in Bibb County, Alabama, I'm Abby Alford, Fox 23 News.
And now debris. Look at that. It is just scattered everywhere. This is in Joplin, Missouri.
Yeah, some items found up to 150 miles away as just thousands of people sift through what's left and hold out hope for their neighbors. Fox 23's Jamie Oberg has one woman's harrowing story.
Crying. A lot of praying. I should not have made it out of that basement.
Angie Alberg is sorting through emotions and debris. Not sure yet why or how she is alive after the tornado tore through Joplin.
Right where the car is where I was. My ears were popping really bad, kind of like you're taking off in an airplane. Just pressure, a lot of pressure. You saw all the debris. I kept getting pounded by stuff, and I kept kicking everything away because I was getting squished.
Looking at the car from the garage, now in the basement, she says it is by the grace of God she's here.
I guess he was looking out for me.
Search and rescue teams are looking for any sign of her neighbors.
I'm praying for my neighbors, yes. I hope that they find them safe.
I try and focus on what's right in front of me.
Building by building, the teams focus on finding someone still alive.
I've seen it on TV, and I've been in a couple of small tornadoes, but I've not ever seen anything like this before.
It rips your heart out.
Last night, I was trying to see my neighbors over here. I think we're in there. I couldn't get to them.
And a hospital in Joplin took a direct hit from the EF5 tornado, with the St. John Regional Medical Center damaged and out of service. More than a dozen injured people found themselves sent to hospitals in Tulsa, including 33-year-old Dustin Demure, who was leaving his Joplin apartment when he saw a black wall of rain. He ran for cover under a staircase, but when the tornado whipped through his apartment, he was trapped.
Anyway, so I'm up under there and I could feel the stairways actually shift, like they came unmounted and they came down. Didn't crush me, but it pinned me in my position that I was in, the fetal position. And just as quickly as it happened, it was over.
And we've talked about it too.
Yeah, he says he yelled for help for quite a while until 4 people, one of them a nurse, helped pull him out. Dustin says as a result of his injuries, he doesn't have any feeling now in his legs. He's now waiting to figure out the next step in his treatment. The stories we've heard, simply unimaginable. But amid all the rubble, signs of hope.
We found her wedding rings, her grandparents' wedding rings. One wedding ring that had been in her master bedroom was in 3 rooms over, but it was sitting on a shelf.
Finding mementos of a life torn apart, coming up.
Oh, it's getting big, 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 big. That's huge. I got it all on video.
Oh no, what it destroyed. The monster of a tornado.
Academy's gone. Home Depot's gone. Walmart's gone. I've never seen this before, ever.
I heard the most ungodly sound that you could ever imagine. But I mean, it was just shaking, and there was a little debris that was coming down.
The trees, it's I've never seen anything like it.
Cried. A lot of praying. I should not have made it out of that basement.
Close. I could hear them out there digging for me. They knew I was there. So
Can you believe with all that happened that you're telling me this?
No, I grabbed onto him because I thought this was our last time together. I thought we were going to die.
All of our friends out here was in trouble, so after the storm and everything, we came out here to help them.
We've been there. We know what it's like. We want to help them out.
If it wasn't for the good people all over the world that gives to Red Cross, we wouldn't be doing this.
I think we're here to help and serve, and this was a way we could do it.
Like we've never seen before, this is a Fox 23 breaking weather special.
Anxiety and fear turns to generosity as we witness the anguish of our friends and our neighbors. And Fox 23 viewers have reached deep in their pockets. American Red Cross volunteers have come to our studios 4 times in the last 6 weeks to take your donations. Northeastern Oklahoma's giving spirit has been overwhelming. The Red Cross says in all, Fox 23 phone banks raised more than $20,000 in donations. And you can still help. Call to give to any location hit by storms. Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or text 90999 to donate $10. You can also give online. You'll find a link to the American Red Cross on fox23.com. All you have to do is click on the Fox box. The American Red Cross and Oklahoma Blood Institute also desperately need blood donations, and you can call one of those organizations to make an appointment as well.
Share one of the most heart-wrenching stories in Canadian County, Oklahoma. The intense search for a missing 3-year-old Ryan Hamill ended tragically 2 days after the May 24th tornado that hit Piedmont. Cadaver dogs found the toddler's body at Falcon Lake the morning of May 26, not far from the family's home. Ryan's 16-month-old brother, Cole, also died in the tornado.
I was hoping we'd find Ryan today alive. Ryan was my little buddy. Cole was too. I love them both.
Ryan's birth certificate was found 50 miles away. His mother, who is pregnant, and his sister were hospitalized.
In the middle of so much sorrow, Oklahomans' unshakable faith. Fox 23's Sharon Phillips shows us prayer, and the little things are giving us strength.
This is all that's left of the home of Judy and Jim Swain. 30 years of memories torn apart in an instant.
We came up Piedmont Road, and I saw this house, and I had to stop. There was an X on the door, so I knew they were okay. They'd been taken out.
Family friend Cheryl Oden stands in disbelief at the devastation.
Been trying to salvage what little stuff is left. Sentimental stuff, it's hard.
Walking through the shattered remains reveals a once sturdy home that's now a broken mess.
And I'm going to start crying again. We found her wedding rings, her grandparents' wedding rings. One wedding ring that had been in her master bedroom was in 3 rooms over, but it was sitting on a shelf.
Cheryl says despite what's happened, a scripture hung on the wall and still standing reminds everyone God is still watching over them.
You know, the damage right now for many is seriously overwhelming.
Absolutely, but there are those actually that find thrill in the catastrophe.
It's a maxi tornado. It's a half-mile wide, no doubt about it.
Pure adrenaline, they live for the chase. And we met a remarkable young woman who traveled 5,000 miles to discover storm chasing saved her life.
Like we've never seen before, this is a Fox 23 breaking weather special.
Oh my God! Back up! Oh no!
Unbelievable. And chasing mammoth storms, it is not for the faint of heart. But the hunt for Mother Nature is a rush for some. In Stillwater, Fox 23's Jenna Clark met one young storm chaser who lets nothing stand in her way.
We watched the storm roll into Stillwater. By the time we head south on Highway 177, it's getting worse.
Yeah, we've got debris flying at us.
From another angle, someone takes this photograph of the same storm that's pummeling our Fox 23 truck. That someone is 27-year-old Samantha Hall, who goes by Sam.
So we decided, whilst we weren't too far away from Stillwater, to just come back and just check everyone was okay.
We found her looking at the damage the storm left behind.
It's another tragic day, really.
Twisted off trees, damaged homes, down power lines, and debris scattered everywhere that came from who knows where.
Definite wedge tornado on the ground. It's gone through probably diagonally across the road here.
Sam came here all the way from Manchester, England to do what she did on this night, chase storms.
It's what I love to do.
But just because she loves it doesn't mean it's easy. Sam has a rare skin condition that makes doing anything difficult.
It's just fragile skin, so any knock or if I fell over or whatever, then my skin would blister or just shear off. The top layer of skin doesn't stick to the second layer, so any friction and whatnot can cause blistering, and I'm covered in sores and wounds and stuff.
What she's doing is so remarkable that England's BBC is following her every move for a documentary about her.
They're interested in how I kind of put myself in danger in a way with the medical condition that I've got.
The wraps she wears on her arms, hands, legs, and feet have to be changed every night. She takes medication and has to be careful not to fall. Her brother came with her to help. But the danger she faces every day, or when she's storm chasing, doesn't seem to bother her. She's one driven young lady.
I enjoy the thrill of the chase. I enjoy the forecasting and getting in the right position and seeing what Mother Nature can do. But I also very much like to do the research side of things and help people.
After all her storm chasing the past 6 years, Sam says this time's different because this time she cried.
We met a beautiful lady today in a family restaurant, and to just see what possible annihilation the storms were doing on radar, and to think that that lady might not be there anymore, just really, well, it made me cry.
So she takes what she felt, what she saw, and she keeps going, with those cameras following her every move. In Stillwater, Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
Fox 23's trained storm chasers find themselves in the heart of breaking weather, and we bring you what they're seeing live.
Whoa, James, whoa! Hold on, James, I got to turn around. I just got hit with a strong wind.
That was Fox 23 storm chaser Von Caster via Ustream live in Muskogee County on May 24th. The evolution of technology has changed the way we inform you when weather strikes. Fox 23 storm chasers, video journalists, and reporters are outfitted with live Ustream capability so that you can stay safe and still witness what's happening outside. You can also find our live feeds on fox23.com. And we encourage you to send us snapshots and video of weather events, but please never jeopardize your safety. Shara?
All right, thank you, Andrew. And we're truly seeing breaking weather like never before.
I'm standing right in the middle of a tornado! Oh,
and now the forces of nature are a shared and mobile experience.
Like we've never seen before, this is a Fox 23 breaking weather special.
You, our viewers, play a vital role in Fox 23's breaking weather coverage. So many of you have emailed us your photos of damage, of lightning, tornadoes, giant hailstones. These are only a few. The best way to get your pics to us, email them to phototeam@fox23.com. And don't forget to include your name and where you took the photo.
And you can also count on me, Clay, and the Fox 23 News and Weather Team to give you updates about potentially dangerous weather on our Facebook, website, and Twitter pages. And we're also counting on you to let us know what's happening where you live. Comment on Facebook and Twitter. Tell us what you're seeing. Ask us questions. Express your concerns. You can connect with Fox 23 News and our entire team on fox23.com. Just click on Get Social. And now here's Fox 23's Anna Paluca with a look at how social media has transformed not only the way we tell the story, but also disaster response.
It wasn't the newspapers, CNN, or NPR that gave us our first glimpse at the tornadoes in Joplin. It was sites like YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. People inundated social media sites with images, videos, and sounds of the deadly tornadoes that hit the city of Joplin. This video has close to 1 million YouTube hits, all without more than 5 seconds of continuous visible pictures. It's the sounds that captivate the viewer.
Carl, get away from the window.
A minute later,
Everybody get down, low on the ground.
90 seconds goes by and it sounds like the storm is right above these people. When it passes, after 5.5 minutes, everyone in the convenience store is safe, but the structure itself may not be.
The building and structure of the building may not be safe to move much.
Another clip from tornadovideos.net appears to show chasers with a bird's eye view of the storm. On Twitter, it's these images retweeted hundreds of times. What's left of St. John's Hospital, Joplin High School left in pieces. And this clip of semis tossed like a child's toy. These are the images America and the world couldn't turn away from. As for Facebook, this is where many of the relief efforts are gaining a stronghold. Take a look at this, Joplin, Missouri tornado recovery. The page already has 110,000 likes. On this, a list of different organizations and groups that are dedicated to helping the city of Joplin and the people who live there recover. Links to all the videos and sites I've mentioned are on fox23.com. Adam Paluca, Fox 23 News.
Local emergency management offices also turn to social networking to issue alerts.
I was a little bit kind of a naysayer in the beginning. That I wasn't a social media person.
He's a fan now.
Definitely. In Washington County, disaster response crews are now communicating via a Facebook page, and the emergency manager even sent out warnings via a mobile app for residents to take cover on the night of the Joplin tornado.
The internet allows all of us to have information at our fingertips, but we're also digging up the stories you won't find trending right now. I went to Canadian County the day after that deadly tornado hit and found a family dealing with twisted wreckage and mixed emotions. You know, the story of Jerry and Rhonda Stover here in Yukon, Oklahoma is both sad and it's going to make you mad. And I'm going to explain the mad part of that in just a minute. First, the sad. Look down the hill. This is way in back of their house. That car was an old car, but it was in fine condition. Mrs. Stover drove it every day. It's just crumpled. To the right, you can see some of the screens and stuff back in here. They used to raise wild turkeys back in here. Who knows where they are now? And then in the creek, there's a creek back there beyond the broken trees. There are honeybee boxes back in there. And let me show you where they came from. See this over here? That's what's left of the shed that used to hold the honeybees, and part of their house is down in there. Here's where the shed stood. Right on these right here. This is all that's left, a little bit of a foundation of a honeybee shed that was here for decades. The honeybees, they're all over the place now. Come on up this way. This is the Stover's house.
It's destroyed. There's nothing left inside. What you can see are some people. These are relatives. These are friends. A lot of people know each other here in Yukon. Yeah, wave to them. They're helping clean this out, get whatever they've been taking, old LPs. They've been taking whatever furniture they can, and then they take it up the road there where Mr. Stover actually grew up. And there's a house that's still in good condition just up the road, across that field. You see the pile of debris here? This came from this big barn. All of that blew over, and some of that debris came, they say, from miles away. They don't even recognize some of it. And then in this area here, let me tell you what you don't see. And this is the mad part of the story. So sad. They have lost their home. See it? There's the roof's gone. Everything's been taken away inside. There's nothing left of this. It's standing, but it's a shell inside. The mad part of it is parked right here is something you don't see. What should be parked here is Mr. Stover's white 2000. It's a model 2000 GMC truck, long bed with a red camper. I'm telling you that because if you happen to be driving in Oklahoma and you see a 2000 GMC truck with a red camper, and the red camper's kind of beat up, the truck looked real nice, that could belong to Mr. Stover because somebody was low enough to come here after the tornado hit and steal Mr. Stover's truck, which just happened to have his money inside. He had just finished doing some of his business. His money was in there. They took his truck. They took his money. Now he's without that, and he's without a home too.
And does that make you angry or what?
Absolutely livid.
Nothing lower than a looter, I'm telling you. All right, it's Fox 23's promise to warn you well before those storms roll in.
Absolutely. On breaking weather alert days, you're going to find Chief Meteorologist James Adelot and his team hard at work here in the Weather Center.
Coming up, a look at what we do and our teamwork with the National Weather Service to bring you the most accurate and dependable information to keep you and your family safe.
But you don't have to wish for bad weather in Oklahoma because it's going to happen.
Behind the scenes of the National Weather Service when we come back.
Like we've never seen before, this is a Fox 23 breaking weather special.
Very solid indications right now on radar that this storm is producing a tornado.
This is where you can find us every day on Fox 23.
And we're constantly fine-tuning our forecast and updating breaking weather. With the help from another group of experts, here's Fox 23's Jana Clark.
You may drive right by it on Highway 169 and not even realize it's there on 11th Street in this nondescript building up on the 3rd floor. There you'll find Steve Piltz.
Oklahoma State 18, this is Tulsa weather. Go ahead, Steve.
He's the meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service in Tulsa. Steve and his team of 26 forecasters watch and predict the weather.
All weather is fascinating.
Steve's been fascinated by weather ever since he was a little boy in Illinois, a town called Murfreesboro, known for a tri-state tornado that hit in 1925, which is still considered the nation's worst. Then another deadly twister came through in 1957. Growing up, Steve noticed every time the sky looked stormy, his neighbors looked worried.
The whole town would freak out, and I thought this is really amazing that the person who knows about the weather can completely control the emotion of this town. I would carry a little radio.
Now Steve leads a team of meteorologists in one of the most active forecast centers in the country.
But you don't have to wish for bad weather in Oklahoma because it's going to happen.
Just to make sure that they're not seeing something that we should have seen.
Like Steve, James knew when he was a kid he wanted to do this job, but he didn't have a weather radio.
I couldn't afford one. Steve must have been a rich kid.
Unlike Steve, tornadoes terrified little James.
Oh yeah.
And so did the damage they left behind.
And that scared me to death to see all that stuff torn up.
Yeah.
These days,
hi James.
There's a friendly competition growing between James and Steve.
It's all friendly and it's all scientific.
We could have a pretty good geek fest.
Yeah, it's about to get busy now.
At the National Weather Service, it's up to these two guys, the WARN team, Robert Darby and Ed Calanese, to decide when and where to issue watches and warnings.
Your heart rate probably goes up a little bit. I mean, this is serious stuff.
There's a new severe thunderstorm warning. Within about a second of them pressing the button, the whole office knows.
They notify the media right away through a private chat room.
If they know what we know.
Then the media gets the information on the air.
Main severe weather threat will be across southeast Oklahoma and into western parts of Arkansas right now. And here's
to an outsider, they would think it was mass chaos, but to us, everybody knows their roles.
The storm's getting messy. Lightning, strong winds. That storm's moving what, like from 250, 260?
It looks like it definitely has large hail, really large hail.
Golf balls in a toka.
It's continuing to produce some large hail.
Tornado warning issued.
New tornado warning issued south of Tulsa along Interstate 40.
Things rotating pretty good.
The circulation looks worse.
Even in the chaos, Steve and James know they're dealing with way more than just science.
Memorial High School toward Promenade Mall.
Wow,
very close to
this is where I grew up. I hope this isn't bad. And then you kind of have to push that aside, though, because you really do have a very important job to do on those days.
If you lose contact with the fact that you're actually affecting people, you know, you're not doing as good a job as you would.
Right now it looks like the hail sizes on this storm have come way down.
The rotating part of the storm has moved on by them now.
They all want to get it right.
I'm not here to be wrong. I'm here to be right 100% of the time.
It's a good feeling because you know that a lot of people were depending on you during that time.
I wouldn't trade the National Weather Service office in Tulsa for any other just highly skilled meteorologist out there. Better than any other office. If they're good, we're good.
That's right.
Once the storm is passed, meteorologists with the National Weather Service get in their cars and drive to the damage. That way they can rate the damage to use for research and for the record books. In Tulsa, Gianna Clark, Fox 23 News.
Rain or shine, we promise to be here right here, giving you up-to-the-minute weather information and 24 hours a day on fox23.com.
Whether here at home or in another state, there are groups tireless in their efforts to respond to disasters.
Absolutely. They're firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and of course your friends and your neighbors.
As Fox 23's Jamie Oberg reports, the presence of the American Red Cross volunteers in ravaged communities is an unwavering symbol of hope.
Arriving in the small town of Taylor's Ferry, it didn't take long for Red Cross responders to find some major damage. Trees thrown on top of homes. Take a closer look. This is actually a trailer. It was turned upside down in the storm. The Red Cross assessment, a complete loss. But the only thing responders worried about when they first got here is they recognized it as their son's home. It's never easy. Jim and Pam Pivick survey the damage to homes after disasters for the Red Cross.
We've been up most of the night.
The call to help in Wagner County, where son Tony stays with their grandson, hit too close to home.
We couldn't get down into the area here.
Responding to the area as parents and assessors, not easy.
You think you could have been in it, you know what I mean?
For the parents, it's kind of why they started helping out.
And you hope that, you know, somebody be there for you as well.
Treating Oklahoma neighbors like family, helping them get through tough times.
In a time of, you know, trauma, you know, if you have support, it's, hey, you know, it's like a hug, you know what I mean?
Red Cross responders work closely with emergency officials in all of these Oklahoma counties impacted by the storms and tornadoes. The fire chief here in Taylor's Ferry says a lot of homes look just like this one, maybe a little bit better, but the important thing tonight is everybody is accounted for and safe, and the Red Cross is ready to help if they're needed. Reporting in Wagner County, J.B. Oberg, Fox 23 News.
Now, when breaking weather threatens Green Country and beyond, Fox 23 News will be here.
We'll bring you the information that you need on TV, on the web, and of course on your mobile phone.
And we'll be in your communities, bringing the stories of your families, friends, and neighbors. We're going to close with some shots of a breaking weather season like we have never seen before.
Oh no, what it destroyed.
I've never been through anything like this, anything. And it rips your heart out.
Grace of God, I guess he was looking out for me.
I just love to help people.
Nah, we're gonna stay. Yeah, I was raised here, so we're staying.